Welcome to volume 2 of the movement refresh. This time we want to explore some sideline positions and then also spend some time on our hands and knees. Again, with anything that we do, if your fitness level allows, if you don't have any issues, health issues that are going to prevent you from doing things exactly how we do them, then we encourage you to join along. If not, we'll just kind of make some modifications. So let's start right sideline. And so being on my side here, I'm going to take my right hand under my head just to support my head and neck. Take some strain off the neck. I'm going to keep my knees bent so that we don't have as much of a balance challenge with this. And I'll use my left hand just to give me some feedback about what's happening with my ribs here. And I want to lift into my left hand. So I'm going to breathe in. And I'm going to exhale, back down. Inhale, lift the hands, and then exhale, back down. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And as we do these, feel free if you want to do, if you feel like 5 is enough or 6, that's fine. If you want to go to 10, you can always pause, keep going to 10. But we're not looking at quantity as much as we're looking at quality. All right, so that's our first. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to stay on the same side. We're going to take your left hand, breathe in, and we're going to reach and really try to lift and then exhale. And again, if you don't have the shoulder mobility, you don't have to go as far. Breathe in for 2, and then exhale back down. Good. Breathe in for 3, and then work our way down. So still trying to breathe into this left side, filling your lungs. Good. Again, deep breath, and then back. Let's try to do one more. Just try to work through that shoulder as we find some length. Good. And then back down. All right. So what we'll work through next is to get some length, really kind of taking the hip and extension and shoulder into a little bit of flexion. So we're going to flex your left hip a little bit to start. I'm going to rotate here. I'm going to go palm up to open up the front of my shoulder just a little bit. And then I'm going to breathe in and reach. And then I'm going to exhale, flexing the hip, opening up, or kind of extending back through the arm. So the arm and leg are moving in opposite directions as they would if we were walking. And then back. So palm up there. I'm going to do that again. And open. I'm going to do a couple more. You see, it's really not a huge difference if I have my palm facing down. I actually get a little bit more reach. But for me, it just kind of makes a little bit of sense to open up my shoulders just a bit. All right, good. Now, from the same position, we're going to use the left hand and we're going to come up and then back down. So that in breath is into my left side, my right side. And then back down. And you don't have to come up as high. Good. We're going to do a couple more. Good. All right. And then we're going to work back down. Now, this time, we're going to use the left hand here again. We're going to push up, take the right elbow. We're going to have that right elbow kind of just right under the shoulder on your right hand. And what we're going to do is reach up and then exhale. We're going to bring that left hand down. You can reach in front of the wrist, on top of the wrist, or behind the wrist. That's going to change how much of a stretch you get or how much motion you get. If this is enough motion for you, that's fine. But you can always come to that position, back up, And we're still breathing here, okay? Still just kind of exploring your movement, but still controlling your breath. You should not be hyperventilating. Should not be breathing really, really heavy. Just nice, comfortable, smooth, deep breaths. All right, good deal. Now, we're going to lie on our left side and kind of work through similar pattern. All right, so we're going to start. My left hand will be under my head. Right hand's going to be here. I'm going to work to lift and then out. Good. Lift and then out. Lift and out. Good. Now just lift again. Good. Deep breath in. Lift it into that side, into that right side, and really kind of unknitting your ribs with the in breath, and then feel like you're knitting your ribs together as you exhale. So lift into that space and then drop down, kind of knitting your ribs back together as you exhale. All right. Now we're going to take that right hand and we're going to just breathe in, really again, lifting, kind of unknitting your ribs. And then back down, reaching for your heel and knitting your ribs back together. And up. And back down. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. And then back down. Deep breath in again. And down. Good. We're going to go deep breath. Pull through that top. Lifting into your lungs on the right side and your ribs, and then exhale, coming back down. Now we're gonna, again, go up opposite direction with the lower body and the upper body. I'm gonna flex my right hip. I'm gonna open up my right shoulder. I'm gonna go palm up for the first few. And then I'm gonna take a deep breath and reach. And then I'm gonna exhale, come back to palm up. Deep breath again. And then exhale as we come back. Deep breath. And exhale as we come back. Deep breath. Really reach. And then exhale. Deep breath up. And then we go exhale back. Deep breath, really work through that, and then you can always keep the palm facing down as you roll through. Good job there. Okay, so from position here, again, sideline, we can just work up and then back down. Okay. Up and then back down. And go up, just working. I'm just lifting through into this space, and then I'm come back down. Good. And you again just working through where you can. If this position is where you can get, that's perfect. All right. And then back down. Oh, do two more. And come up into that space and just lift. And the thing is, sometimes when you work on one side of the body, we'll realize that our motion improves on the opposite side of the body at times, just based on what you're working on. And it's also that we've gotten to wake our nervous system up a little bit. So from this position here, we're going to come up, elbow, all right? And we're going to reach and then come back down ahead of the left hand. Reach, and if you can only get to the back of the hand or on this side of the hand, that's fine. And now we're just working on things a little bit different, still breathing, still working that process where we get really nice breath and reach. Work down and through. Good. Reach. Then down and through. Good. And down and through. Good. Now to transition to kneeling, wanted to kind of work on this a little bit. So we're going to get legs a little wide. We're going to go into kind of almost like a side zip reach. And then we're going to come back to the opposite side with a reach, just to kind of work through the hip a little bit. Again, if you can't work through the hip that way, we can straighten the legs and you can work and reach. You reach if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, just keep the hips down and you can do a reach there. But just kind of working through that position. We just want to kind of work and get a little bit of length. Will be good. Okay. And then we're going to work just into that position where we're on all fours. All right. And the first thing we're going to do is I want to turn the hands up just a little bit. That helps us to turn on the shoulder a little bit better. We're going to keep the ground away. We're going to exhale into an angry cat. And inhale, I call this kind of pregnant cow. You drop down a little bit. Angry cat as we exhale. Inhale. And then angry cat, exhale. And then inhale. Good, exhale there. And one more series. Good. All right. Now from there, I like to kind of go into a little bit of a modified child's pose. So my hands are, again, this position to start. I'm going to let them slide forward and rotate my palm up as I sit back in my heel. And then we're going to inhale, come forward, try to reach. Exhale back. Inhale forward. So I'm getting a little hip extension. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale back into it. Inhale. And here you can turn your feet in and move your knees apart a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of room. And if you have any issues, again, physically, you can kind of just modify this. If you can't get, really deep, you can work on just bringing your hands forward and kind of sliding your hands and then walking them back. You can put your arms up on the couch, just trying to get a little bit of length, right? Now, that just kind of going through that process. The next thing that we want to do is then add maybe a little rotation. So I'm going to reach and breathe in. And 2 breaths. And 3. And 4. And then I'm going to do 1 more. And 5. So I get a little length. I'm going to turn. That way I'm not facing away from you. So I'm going to reach here again. Breathe in. And 1. And 2. 3. And 4. 1 more. And 5. And that's just a little bit of rotation there. Now, we're going to work on what happens with the shoulder a little bit. That's going to look like this. I'm going to drop one hand and reach the other. Drop and reach. You don't really have to necessarily work back into the ankle here. or back into the hip, just alternating that. Getting a big, nice reach. So your lat, which is a muscle, as we keep going, your lat's a muscle that really attaches on the front side of your shoulder, although distally, it really attaches kind of down here through the thoracolumbar fascia. So just kind of working through that pattern there gives us an opportunity to kind of really, really work through that. If you can sit back and you work on this pattern, also you feel like you get a little length there. And now let's go ahead and just kind of keep that hand. We're gonna just reach, walk that hand forward, and then we're just gonna let ourselves slide back. Walk that hand forward. And we're just gonna do 3 of these, just so you feel a little bit more mobility, if you can. Again, if you can get into this position. All right, I'm gonna swap. And that's my last one. Good. So I should feel like I have a little bit more length. All right. So quadruped again gives us an opportunity to work on some different things. I'm going to turn to face you a little bit so you get to see what we do with wagging the tail on the dog. So I'm going to reach and try to find my ankle out on the side. And I'm breathing. So that breath, when I go to the left, is actually into this right lung. And the opposite is true. This breath is into that left lung. And we're going to go through these a bit. Good. Just don't forget to breathe as we work to over that shoulder, trying to find that ankle. Don't forget to breathe. Let's go one more. There. Okay. So that was kind of wagging the tail on the dog. Now, the other thing that I think would be cool to work on is if we work our hands over to the side and then come back over to the side. Notice I'm not really trying to move my hips on this one. I'm working to see if I can load my shoulders and allow my body to just explore that movement. All right, so that's a good bit of side bending, but my body just, as I breathe, feels where I can feel where I'm allowed to move, or my body will allow me to move, and where it won't. Good, so that allows me to work from quadruped or all fours into some positions that really challenges my ability to breathe into each side. A lot of fun there in terms of breathing. We can find some things from a quadruped position that we can say, okay, let's just breathe in and then exhale there. And let's just gonna end with that, where we take the breath and we still find a way to work through mobility. So just being in tune with what's happening at every part of your body. So just being where you are, from just being planted standpoint. So awareness, kind of a mindful movement process, whether if you're into meditation or yoga or any of that. It's just being aware of what your body can allow you or will allow you to do is important, because that changes a little bit every day. You wake up feeling a little different. You may have done things a little bit different the day before. what you've eaten the day before may be a little bit different, and your quality of sleep. So your body gives you something a little bit unique each day, because each day is unique in its own right. So with this movement sequence, we hope that we've refreshed your movement and given you an opportunity to reset your movement. And we look forward to you joining us for the next volume.